Otherwise, there wouldn't have been records in the Bible where God will provide for punishment for those that steal, those that kill people and all. So that is it. But what you can do, me and you can do as a people, is to put in all effort to ensure that we prevent it and minimize it. But those children of Bel-Air, they will still be there, whether you like it or not. But there's a level to which you can check it, checkmate it, control it, so that it becomes criminality. So that I will encourage us not to be discouraged, and that is what the government at all levels all over the world does. You will agree with me if you hear the news, what happened in France, criminality increased. So, like what we are doing, the effort, the overall effort of everybody in Nigeria is not isolated. The characteristics of human beings, they display the same way all over. Thank you. I won't mention their names for personal reasons and for the fact that we are more mature than them. All they want to hear is, do you know that if not because we now come out to tell you the positives of what we are doing, somebody will sit down and analyze the negatives against the military, but the positives, they will not do it at all. But it's going to change now. Now, there's no conflict at all. The way it operates is that as I am here now, I'm supposed to have eye on the ground here, a representative from here, where the Chief of Army Staff is leading major operations now. I told you we just started, we are just a month old. We are building this structure. So what I've decided to do is that all the public relations officers, they are, in quote, doubling, like, I am doubling with a primary appointment as Director of Engineering Service. They are also doubling for me wherever they are now. Apart from these 4 people here, I don't have any outside in the field. You can ask them. When I went there, I told them, you people are going to be doubling for me. Now, how does it go? Because of these people that, whether you give them anything, they are born to be negative against the military. And they even go beyond that to be negative against personalities, which is very, very unfortunate. I tell you, in 1 year's time, they will all lose out. By the time you people understand the way it works. So we don't want them to go out with any negative news at all. As I speak with you, as at yesterday, I have 3 different figures from all other sources who were not even there. So what happens is that me here now, that is, I'm not Enenche, I'm not talking about John Enenche, the coordinator for now, and eventually once this place is formed well, according to the assignment I'm giving, the director is supposed to be in touch with them. Now, after your training, you understand the way we do things. Thank God the commander was here. The moment an incident happens, an attack or something happens, there's what we call first information report. Otherwise, tactically, we call it contact report. That contact report, when it was in the time of conventional warfare, where people don't have all this type of camera, all this type of thing to snap and say, happening now to tarnish the image of the military, and sometimes the government. So that is why I directed, when I was DDI, give me the first contact report. What do you observe? Tell me now. Then later, you people will call it details to follow later. I think we'll have to blend 2 together. Say this is what happens now, but details will follow later. Back hours. There is what we call exploitation. I'm a geologist. Let me use geological illustration to you understand better. When you explore, you go around and look for mineral. We call it exploration. Then the time you now go to dig for the mineral to bring it out is called exploitation. Then you get the result. So when we exploit, there are limits that you exploit after this incident happens. Maybe 5 kilometers, 1 kilometer, 500 meters. You now go round to check for everything. When I told you people, did I tell you about the casualty of our armed forces? No, go and look at it. Because as then the battle was still on. And battle is not just that you just go shoot one, palm. No, overnight. Then after exploitation, which is clearly stated there, they now counted. And then my representative there now That was why, if you refer to that, that's why I say I will clear it for you people, because I know that will be there. I've gotten a few calls. Those who understand the way fight military war is, military conflict is, fighting in the field is, it is very, very clear. After exploitation, this is what we encountered. And then the courts now went to congratulate them. And those ones are things that, of course, there were pictures of that I say I will not send to you people. Ask them, is it true of us? Very good. When you see it, so massive. And since we are so bound by laws of graphics, film corporation and all, there are things that you cannot show for the ages below 18. We are conscious of it here. The few that we give you most times is to confirm as evidence. And if you want to investigate further, I will collect your phone, everything, and then show you. So that was what happened. So it is after the exploitation now, which happened 12 hours, in short, within 12 hours, they were there from when it happened at that 1800 hours in the evening until the following day, up till the morning hours. And of course, small battles could still take place within that period. That was what happened. So there's no conflict at all. I was told, he told me, sir, this is it. And I said, look, follow up immediately, because we are out for an onslaught. And that is on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, that the devastating pandemic of COVID-19 has brought a lot of hardship, agony, and pains across the globe. The national response to the fight against this virus is not without challenges, ranging from a thorough understanding of the disease to the astronomically high demand for personal protective equipment, mechanical ventilators, and other materials needed to manage the pandemic. Therefore, in response to the Chief of Defense Staff Directive to the Armed Forces of Nigeria to articulate strategic intervention to support the federal government of Nigeria fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, DICON for short, has taken the lead among others to provide a local content-driven response to address the shortage of personal protective equipment, PPE for short, in Nigeria. Additional to its primary responsibility to produce defense equipment, DICON has succeeded in diversifying its human equipment, machinery, as well as research and development capacity to support a much-needed strategic intervention to cushion the effects of the highly dreaded COVID-19 in this country. Consequently, DICON, under the visionary leadership and result-oriented leadership of Major General Victor Izugu, has mobilized its management and staff to research, develop, produce several COVID-19 essential and life-saving equipment. First is the production of over 15 dozens of DICONs. Of course, you should be able to interpret that that is a Defense Industries Corporation sanitizers. A high-quality hand sanitizer produced under very strict environmental conditions. This was requested by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.Y. Buratai, Nigerian Army Medal, for supply to troops of the Nigerian Army. This product, as we speak, is at the last stage of NAFDAC registration in line with extant due diligence provisions. Furthermore, DICON has responded to the directive by the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, retired, for the armed forces to support the indigenous capacity of Nigeria, to support medical workers by producing thousands of high-quality, non-permeable PPE kits. Each unit of these kits consists of standardized gowns, face shield, and nose masks. They are currently being produced in large quantities for use by Kaduna State government and other national stakeholders. In addition to this, DICON engineers, consultants, and medical teams have successfully produced a digital mechanical ventilator known as DICOVent. The newly designed low-cost machine is a simple mechanical ventilator that can deliver positive pressured ventilation using a volume-controlled ventilation, VCV for short, system. The ventilator has undergone thorough scrutiny and assessment by specialists from top-ranking hospitals and experts in the country, including Sedacret Hospital, Abuja, 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, amongst others. It is important to mention that while this government may not be able to meet the high demands of critical patients, it can be used for continuous mandatory ventilation and intermittent positive pressure ventilation. It can also be used for invasive ventilation and non-invasive ventilation, using an endotracheal tube and mask respectively. Suffice to note that these inventions by DICON, including those by other military institutions of the Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force, as well as Nigerian Defense Academy, have given bright hope to Nigerian healthcare infrastructure on the fight against COVID-19. Let me at this juncture inform you that the efforts of DICON in producing this array of COVID-19 equipment has been assessed, commended, and approved by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa. The Honorable Minister of Health, Professor Osagie Ehanire, and Permanent Secretary, General Service Office, Sir Olusegun Adekunle. All the samples of COVID-19 essential and life-saving equipment are here for you to see at the end of this briefing. As DICON and other military institutions continue their drive to support our national effort to defeat COVID-19, the Chief of Defense Staff hereby urge federal and state governments to patronize the local content initiative of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. He has therefore directed all the armed forces to liaise with DICON for mass production of all prototypes of COVID-19 PPEs for national application. The CDS hereby wish to commend the innovative and local content breakthrough, which reflects the dedication and diligence of management and staff of DICON under the able and commendable leadership of Major General Victor Ezugwu. As more progress is made in the fight against this deadly virus, the High Command of the Armed Forces of Nigeria encourages the general public to practice the rules of social distancing and personal hygiene in line with the advice of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Federal Ministry of Health, and health professionals. Thank you and God bless. At this point, if there is anything to clear, you can clear it, and I want to tell you that the